welcome to Leaders of Tomorrow Season 10. It's been 10 seasons of empowering entrepreneurs such as yourselves, hand-holding you, guiding you, and bringing you expert advice from some of the biggest entrepreneurs, both here in India as well as across the globe. I'm Sunanda Jaiseelan. On the show tonight, in honor of World Environment Day, all of this month, here on the Leaders of Tomorrow, we're bringing you conversations with individuals, with entrepreneurs, and with businesses that are sustainable. Not just one part of it, but every aspect of the business, they're ensuring it's sustainable and are also giving back in whatever way they can. My first entrepreneur tonight in the hot seat is Kunal Mutha of Only Earth. In the hot seat tonight, our second conversation is with Pragya Kapoor. She's a celebrity, but she's also an investor when it comes to this space. So good having you here, and I'm happy that we managed to catch you mid-route between Mumbai and Chennai and invite you to join us here in Bangalore. Thanks for taking the time, Kunal.
Pleasure to be.
So we do know that entrepreneurs are always, aiming to solve issues for which they think, are challenging. They say there's a problem, there's an issue, but you've decided that you're going to take that and multiply it into 100 because you've chosen to become an entrepreneur in an industry that's so niche in India, going after the plant-based food market for now, and then hoping to grow it bigger. Where did that start?
So I think it all started when I turned vegan. It's been close to 3 years since I made that decision to shift, and around that same time, my first business was into packaging. I started a flexible packaging unit in 2013. I was into it for 7 years. We scaled it up, and then just pre-COVID, and when we were selling that business, we got acquired by a multinational, and that's when I turned vegan, and I was getting into fitness as well. So all of this were somewhat linked, I think, for me to really get in this space. When I turned vegan, I think I actually looked around the food which was available. There wasn't enough. I think honestly, it was a struggle initially. And then I saw an opportunity that, there's a clean slate in India. Why not look around and create some products and sell it here? It just took me, I planned a trip to US because that's a mecca for plant-based food. And I was just fascinated by seeing the aisles there. I think be it cheese, be it butter, be it, I think anything and everything. The plant-based aisles were as big as the dairy aisles, and I was super excited to see that. And I was quite clear from that trip that this is what I want to do, because I think it was a calling for me. I think more from the business. I quit. I became vegan. I quit dairy. I wasn't eating meat before, only for the animal cruelty. That was something very close to me, and if I can resolve something which reduces animal cruelty, I thought, why not?
More power to you, and hopefully there are more entrepreneurs like yourself, Kunal. You said clean slate, and I was quite interested to learn that for all of the perceptions that people may have about Indians and India, nearly 70% of all Indians actually eat meat, and there's a very small percentage who don't.
Yeah.
What is the size of the market? What is it right now? And just through this interview, give our entrepreneurs who's watching a size of the sense of the opportunity sitting where you are.
Absolutely. I think when it comes to dairy, India is one of the largest markets. It's almost 1/4 of the world dairy consumption and production happens in India. Yeah. It's almost a $140 billion market. So that's the opportunity, I think. And right now, the plant-based industry hasn't really kicked off. I think I would say it's a long way to go.
Why is that?
I think it's just starting. The awareness is just building up. I think COVID has definitely helped to make people really health conscious, and a lot of things are adding in. I think health awareness all around, and a lot of digital information available on social media. I think today, mostly if you see most of the larger brands, most of the marketing happens, it's on digital. It is again, depends on the product category. I think there is mass medium advertisements as well, but through digitally, I think people are today more aware of what's good and what's bad for them. So that way, plant-based is going to catch up in a big way. We are just at a cusp of a big boom which is coming up.
So through this interview then, since we are talking about the big picture, not just your business, I want you to call out the big trends for our entrepreneurs. First and foremost, let's take the obvious question on, and if you can talk about pricing. For anyone who says, I would love to go more vegan, I'd love to be more conscious, more environmentally friendly, but then they look at the pricing, say 1 liter of dairy milk versus 1 liter of any sort of plant-based milk. How are you addressing the pricing question?
So I think that's a barrier, honestly speaking, for the whole industry right now. We are at a very high price point. As the consumption goes up, we've seen it elsewhere as well in other countries. I think in the US, which is almost a $2 billion market for plant-based milk. In the aisles, you see plant-based milk competing directly with dairy milk because the consumption is so high. Right now, India is just about a $20 million market. It's growing quick, but it's still so small that the scale of economies, it's not there yet. I think it will come down. I think honestly, as a brand, we are committed to this to bring down and address this affordability issue. But I get this question a lot of times from a lot of consumers that it's expensive. My answer to that is I think you don't need to drink only Earth's milk or any of the things which you see in the market. You can make your own plant-based milk at home. It's quite easy, honestly.
That's surprising for an entrepreneur to say that.
Honestly, I think if that is a barrier, this is just convenience. We are only resolving that side of an issue. The taste, the convenience, I think, if you can afford it, you can buy it. Otherwise, making it home is the easiest thing. I tell my family as well, if any of my family members are, if they can make it home, I'd like, why not make it home?
It's very surprising for an entrepreneur to be saying that.
Yeah, I think because I think that you get fresh produce at home. You can make it in front of you, and all those. A lot of people have these questions that how can the shelf life this be long? It's the UHT process which is giving it. But I think if you make it by yourself, then you know that I think there's nothing else being added up, and it's affordable as well. So that way, I think many more consumers can climb this vegan ladder by making fresh food at home, including plant-based milk.
Sure. So we've tackled the pricing question. Let's tackle the lack of information that you were referring to. How are you as a company perhaps doing that?
So we are building a lot of awareness around by taking part in a lot of initiatives. I think I would also like to talk about our brand, what we are doing to create awareness, how not just about the vegan food, but how vegan food is going to resolve major issues of our current time. Food security is a big issue. Climate change is a very big pressing issue. So all of this is addressable by going plant-based. If you ask any of kids, to make a drawing of nature, I think you would most likely see a drawing of they would probably draw a forest with animals in it, something probably oceans with more fishes in it. Yeah. But that's not true today. I think if you see, the earth today is having so many domesticated animals. I think there are no wild animals. I think we only see it on the TVs, or if you go to these wildlife sanctuaries, I think you even struggle at times to watch them here. So there are so many domesticated animals. For example, I think there are only about 40,000 lions left versus about $1.5 billion pigs, or close to about 2 billion cattle, or 50 billion chickens. I think so. Our world today is, I think, there are too many, more than humans. I think we've got too many animals which are creating a lot of pollution. So we are trying to create awareness around that. We have 3 initiatives which we are linked to. So this is, I feel, I'm doing out of passion, and I feel a lot of businesses need to do this. I think we need to do something back for the environment, because we are extracting resources from the environment but not doing anything back for it. And the equation is, I mean, it's way too off.
Sure.
Yeah. So I think that's why I think we want to do something for the environment, and we are committing on our packs. We are just printing our new packs, where on each pack we are printing that at least 1% of our company revenue or 10% of our profit, whichever is higher, will go back to these initiatives going forward as long as the company exists.
I'm going to slip into a short break. When we come back in the hot seat tonight, our second entrepreneur who's committed to sustainability and is passionate about this. Pragya Kapoor, celebrity, who's also using that celebrity might to ensure she's investing in businesses in the sustainable space. Stay tuned. My second interview tonight is with Pragya Kapoor, someone who's well known as being invested in Bollywood. She's a celebrity, but she's also using that status to ensure that she's investing when it comes to businesses that are in the sustainable space. Listen in. Pragya, you wear many, many hats, and I don't know if this is a fair question to ask you, as you're joining us here on the Leaders of Tomorrow for the very first time, talking about all the things that are close to your heart. And you're, of course, you're a movie producer, you're an entrepreneur, you're a mom, you're an environmentalist, you wear many hats. Which of these is perhaps closest to your heart?
Oh, I have to say mom.
Yeah.
Just, I think they're all important parts of who I am today. And I don't think I would have been one thing if I was not the other.
Especially the environmentalist, from what I've been reading, that the idea to have a better world, especially, you know, for children and your children,
Yes.
is what sparked the idea of this entire green journey that you've had.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if I did not have my kids, I don't think I would have taken off on this path with such high intentions. You know, I would have maybe just been conscious about it a little bit, but I don't think I would have been as vocal, and I don't think I would have made as much of an effort if I did not have children. I think once you have children of your own, you start to appreciate your parents first of all, but at the same time you look at the world very differently compared to what you do before you have children. And I think my children have had a very big impact on who I am today, because I know how my parents have been and how much they have shaped who I am today. And I hope that through my actions and through being the person I'm trying to be today, I'll inspire them to do certain, to choose certain paths in life and to be in a certain way. And I think they've definitely shaped a very big part of who I am.
A lot of us want to do, the environmentally conscious thing. A lot of us want to, save electricity, save water, but I think where the challenge is actually going ahead and doing that. And you've done that, not just say in your home, but also in the movies that you're associated with. I understand your most recent movie was completely zero waste.
Yes.
You have a foundation that's closely involved in working on the area of sustainability. I'm sure it's not been easy, but so why did you decide that you're going to have this this environmentally consciousness that extends across? Why is it so crucial is what I'm trying to understand. Is it to make up for the ones like me who are saying, I want to do it, it's good to do, but I haven't started doing it yet?
No, absolutely not. I think somewhere I just feel it just happened very naturally and organically, to be honest. It's not been like I've tried to do it, or like, it's just that one thing leads to the other. And I think I am in a very privileged position to create change and to be change. And I think it's very important that if you are in that privileged position, you utilize that and you do the right thing, and and I think it also has to do with me wanting to make sure that I'm not just talking about it, and I'm actually showing with my action that it is possible. And I know it feels like it's tough and it's a daunting task to lead a sustainable life, but to be very honest with you, it's the most simplest thing you could ever do. If you look at maybe just one generation, two generations behind, our grandparents, they live the most sustainable lifestyle. I mean, they're such simple and honest and pure people, right? So we are not very far from it. It's just that I think maybe somewhere we are a little lazy in today's time, because everything is so easily available, everything is so accessible at a click of a button, that now anything that is a slight effort feels like a challenge. And it shouldn't be that way. I think it's the reason why my life has kind of moved in the direction where I'm putting my sustainable I wouldn't even say sustainable, but my agenda of trying to be as eco-friendly as possible is just because I'm in a position where I can do it. I don't think it's much more thought behind it. Like, if I can, why should I not? It's
Absolutely.
as simple as that. And it doesn't come as an effort. It's not like I'm trying to prove a point. It just comes very naturally to me that, hey, okay, I've done it in my home. My office is there. And I think somewhere why I did it for our last film that just released was because when we shot Kedarnath, which was a movie about the flooding that happened in Kedarnath, and it had a subtle message about development and what happens when we develop the way we do, and when we are so careless about the environment. And had that kind of a subtle messaging in the film where they talk about sustainability and being when you look at tourism, to make sure that it is as eco-friendly as possible and you work along with nature.
Sure.
But at the same time, by making the film, I think we wasted a lot of water. We did not make it in a very sustainable manner at all. All our costumes, if you look at it, and all the material that was put in to make the sets and to build it, showing the flooding, it's obviously a lot of resources being wasted at the end of the day. And here we are talking in the film about sustainability, and I somewhere just felt like maybe we're being a little bit of hypocrites, where we talk about something but our actions are very different and very far from it. And that's somewhere where I decided that, what, I'm going to make the effort and at least try to make a film which is wasting as little as possible and at least repurposing whatever is possible. And I think the thing that triggered me the most was those small water bottles that we have on set, thousands of them, and they would just be lying around and nobody would care, and it was just such a normal thing, and I'm like, how is this okay, right? So for me, I think these are the things that triggered it. And it was never about success or failure, it was just about trying. Let us try to see if we can actually make a difference by doing things a little differently.
You're talking about your position of privilege, and I just want to come back to that and talk about the fact that you've used your influence and your privilege to actually make a statement, and that is by turning investor. So you are investing and have invested in businesses that support sustainability and that are promoting other small businesses that are sustainable.
Yes.
And I'm of course talking about Brown Living. We featured the founder of Brown Living on the Leaders of Tomorrow. And my question is, what drew you to that brand? If you can use that as a case study to talk about whether you feel that there's enough attention being given to entrepreneurs who are in the sustainable space. There are very few investors like you who are looking at the space. What's going to change that?
I feel ESG is a big talking point.
Yeah.
Everyone talks about it, but I don't think everyone...
We have our set goals.
But people don't really act upon it yet.
Yeah.
I think it's just a tick box right now because it's a topic which is very current, that people are really talking about ESG, but I don't see the action as of now. I mean, it's very minimal, the action I'm currently seeing. It's just a lot of talk. The idea of investing in brown living and you know what brown living stands for was initially a very personal one. I was not really looking into how profitable or how smart of an investment it is. I looked at it as a tool which could help other people become more sustainable. Because I remember when I went on my journey to become sustainable, it was a task. It was really tough to, you know, it was so much trial and error. Okay, is this product actually sustainable or not? And then you would buy something thinking it's going to be plastic free, and then it's still wrapped in plastic. And you know, you were always second guessing your choices, like should I buy it or not, or what if it's not sustainable? What happened with brown living was that I know for sure that whatever is on this platform has been thoroughly checked, and I get everything that I need available on one spot. You know, whether it's fashion, whether it's skincare, whether it's household products, you know, anything and everything you need is, you know, under one roof. And I just thought that was an amazing idea, and it's something which, you know, it's very needed in today's world. Is it profitable or not? I think in the long term, it definitely is going to be.
The industry you're talking about.
Yes, I mean the e-commerce space when it comes to sustainability is a very, like sustainability, a very small part of it, and it's not really very explored as of date. But I do think this is something that's going to take off in the next 2-3 years, you know, because we will not have an option, but you know, because the consumer is changing, the behavior of consumers are changing, people, the conversation is, you know, global. Everyone is talking about it.
Out of time on the show. If you have any feedback for us, do let us know. Our details coming up on your screens as we speak. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.